Welcome to another feature presentation of Clutched. And first of all, I want to say a very big thank you for all the great comments and feedback that we have gotten for this feature presentation. The entire Clutch team is really happy. Keep the comments coming, and don't forget, while you're at it, subscribe to Clutched. Today we're going to have a word with a really good buddy of mine. He's a very humble dude, but he has anything but a humble ride.
I discovered my interest in cars when I was about 5. I started collecting Matchbox toys, and my collection of cars just grew exponentially over the years. First, when we were young, we didn't have the access of the internet, so we basically had to go to the library and learn stuff, bought books. We had to go to certain sites and we could buy books online on car engines and stuff like that.
We got guns. We got guns.
I bought the S15 in 2008. Reason being was when it first came out, it was the car that I knew I wanted. It was the car I must have before I die. It's on my bucket list, and I did get it. I scrounged and saved for it, and I eventually got it. The condition of the car was not very great. The body kit was a bit whacked. Intercooler, there was holes in the piping, and I think about a month after I got the car, the fourth gear shattered while just driving normally. So to have this car specifically was because it was the car to have. It was beautiful. In my eyes, it was the perfect car to have. And then when the drifting scene slowly evolved out of Japan, that's what I knew I wanted. To see the car go sideways is art and poetry in one motion.
Hello, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit.
The first car that I owned, technically I took over the car from my dad, was the Honda Civic EK4. I drove my mother's Proton, that was an Alpha 146, but the Civic was the one that had the VTEC, and that got the speed bug in me going. The car brought me to where I am today. I got into some serious accidents, some that I shall not name, but it was an experience for me because it taught me how that certain cars have certain characteristics that you have to learn, and the skill you have to acquire to drive it changes with every car. After the EK4, there was a hiatus period where I was driving a Hyundai Accent 1.3 automatic, which was, to say the least, probably the worst car I've ever driven. No power. You couldn't look cool in that car, put it this way. And back then, when you had a car, you could pick up girls without any question. And then when you drove that Hyundai, no game whatsoever. And then I came across 180SX, and it was a beautiful car, but it was probably one of the worst cars I had because it was problematic, to say the least, and it was accident prone, funny enough. My family's take on this car is, I wouldn't say the best words I've heard from them. My mom especially does not like me driving these kind of cars because she calls it a coffin. And every time I'm out on the road or I don't come back during a specific time, she calls me. When I go drifting and all, she does worry and she says, do you have insurance to cover this sort of things and stuff? So I wouldn't say she supports me, but she understands my passion for it, and she does not want to get in the way of that. The drift culture in Singapore is a very small group. Well, it's gotten smaller over the years. Like I said before, the COE has affected everyone across the board, not just families, but people in the motor racing scene as well. And a lot of them can't afford to maintain this sort of sport anymore. One, your tires you have to go for alignments. You have to make sure your bushings, everything's set up nicely. Then your tires, you burn out within a few rounds. Then there's your petrol, and then there's the whole cost of getting money to book an area is not feasible. It's not like Malaysia where you have ample space to go just say I want to have a small drift event there, and it doesn't cost a lot. But the culture is still there, but it's slowly dying off. which is a very sad thing. If you have the money and you could, if you're willing to, you can actually just buy a car in Malaysia and leave it with a workshop that you trust, and you can just go on the weekends and just drift. We are a very business-oriented country, so motorsports is not something that the government sees as feasible or something they want to push into. F1, yeah, there's a lot of money into it because it's a multi-million-dollar industry. But small events like this, you can't compare it to US and like Australia and New Zealand, where they have events almost every other weekend. Because the culture is there, the cars are a lot cheaper, parts are cheaper, and there's so many people who want to get involved. In Singapore, it's not feasible because people can't afford the cars. The modified car scene in Singapore has evolved over the years, but the core value has still stayed the same. Racing will always be racing. It's in every person's heart. Everyone who has driven a fast car has found the acceleration, and modifying cars will always be. It will not be a subculture, but it will always be something that's prominent, no matter how much it will evolve over the years. This car is a daily drive. I drive it to work every day. Wherever I go, it's with me, so I feel naked without it. Getting in trouble with the law is part and parcel of owning a car like this. Like any other sports car, it's marked by the police, by LTA. So driving on a daily basis is you're playing hide and seek basically. But I really nothing much to hide. So if they stop me, I have all the papers, all the certs. So I have no issue about it. The only issue I have is the hassle that I get stopped, and if I'm late for work, it interferes with my job. With the Nitro sticker, I was working with them doing editorial for for nearly a year. I was doing that, and it was a good experience because I managed to go for MMS Merdeka Super Series, and the experience of doing watching and covering a 24-hour race was phenomenal. It's something in a lifetime that not many people get to see firsthand as like an editor or a writer. Nitro gave me a huge experience that I can never exchange for. I wish I could do it again. Drifters, Adam To, Drift Ninja, Heng, performance-wise, perfect performance tuning, Lim Tan, X Factor. There's so many people out there to thank. It's ridiculous. These guys are fantastic. They pioneered a lot of things in the scene, and they're still going strong. So these guys are fantastic. So I have big up to them. There are not many years left for this car because the COA has only been renewed for 5 years, so I have it until 2017. So hopefully during that time, I will have the car up and running to its full potential. I want the car back on track again. I want to take it to Sepang and take it for a couple of drift events before I have to put it to rest. Whoever wants to pick up the sport, don't let anything stop you. Live your dream. Just go for it. If not, when you put your head down and you say goodbye to this world, you'll be missing out on something fantastic. It's a dream that a lot of people aren't able to achieve, but some people strive for every day. And for those of us who are lucky enough to have something like this, we should not take it for granted. If you're willing to learn, people are there to help. So don't let anything stop you. Hi, my name is Arun and I drive a Nissan Silvia S15.
If you're a car enthusiast, there is no greater joy than when you're alone with your sweetheart. It's just man, machine, and the open road. Especially if your sweetheart is a gorgeous dame like the Silvia. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Subscribe to Clutch and stay tuned for more feature presentations coming your way soon. Adios.